Guys, what's up? It's Fade Effects here, bringing you my first tutorial, and in this it's relatively basic. It's just going to be how to do a cool orb effect like the one you're seeing at the moment. Adding some pretty basic effects to make a pretty cool looking resulting image, I suppose. Now you'll see a lot of people use this on banners on like partner backgrounds. Usually put like a social networking icon in it or a logo or something like that. I think they look pretty cool. So I'm sure there's a few downloads floating around. I'm sure you can probably find it in a GFX pack that someone uploads, but I thought that I would show you how to make one myself, and I might even include a download link in the description. So to start off, we're going to make a new project. We're going to call this one orb, and we'll make the background contents transparent. Make a new layer just cause. We'll hit new guide. Whoops. Make a new guide. Vertical. We're going to go 500 pixels to center it. Do the same thing horizontally. And yeah, we're going to grab our elliptical marquee tool. Click down, hold shift, keep it circular, and just pretty much make a circle. We're going to drag that into the center, and it should snap to the guides. Since we've made this new layer, we'll hit Control Backspace so that the background color is filled where the marquee is. We're going to hit Control J, Command click here, swap these around, and we'll make that one white just so we can see it. Hit Command T, Option Shift, scale that one down a bit, and hit OK. I just realized these aren't actually centered. It's better. Now we're going to hit Command, click down on here, and then grab this and hit delete so that everything that this layer basically occupies is now deleted out of this layer. So it's just this ring now and this circle on the inside. So we'll start with the ring. To start off, we're going to add a drop shadow because I think drop shadows are cool. We're going to put the distance at 0, bring up the size, bring up the spread, and hit OK. Now we're going to drag this ring above that inner circle. You'll see it sort of fills up where the inner circle is, and it almost looks like it's depressing it, but you'll see what I'm doing in a second. We'll add a gradient overlay. Now you can do it a couple ways. This way looks alright. Doing the whole linear gradient at 90 degrees looks okay. We'll hit reverse just because. And with the white on the gradient, we're actually going to change that to sort of a darkish grey. Not quite a full dark grey, but a darkish grey. You know what, I might even make that one a slightly lighter grey, just because. And hit OK. Now, yep, that was pretty basic. So I might even scale that one up because it's sort of blending in oddly with this one. Double click on this, on the ring, and we'll add a gradient overlay to add this cool sort of shine effect to it. So play around with the gradient, we're just going to sort of pretty much just give it a chromey look. Lots of shines and lots of contrasting colours, but we want to keep it black and white. The whole thing we're going to keep black and white, and I'll show you why in a minute. And that one looks okay, I'm going a bit darker. Yeah, I'm big on the white. Let's make it a slightly darker grey. You know what, let's make it a dark grey. Anyway, that looks alright for now. Pretty dodgy looking, but it'll do. Now, that looks pretty good, I think. So what we've done after that, we're going to make a new layer underneath the ring, but above our inner circle. And we're going to grab some grungy textures and drag them in. That one looks pretty good. And just scale it up so it occupies basically the whole space of that inner circle. Select inverse, rasterize. I'm just going to delete everything outside it so that it's basically that circle, but a grungy texture instead. If you change that blending mode to soft light and bring the opacity down a bit, find another grungy sort of texture. I usually have a lot more than this, but my other computer crapped its pants and doesn't seem to want to work properly. So there we go, that looks pretty good. It's the one I used in the last one actually. And scale that one up, bring it below there. Rasterize. I'd assume you'd probably already gone through all this, so I'm I'm not gonna repeat everything I say. And yeah, that actually looks pretty good. So once you've done that, we're going to go above both or all of the layers and make a new one. Now, we're going to add a cool shine. A lot of people know how to do this, but I found a lot of people don't. And I used it a lot recently because I think it looks awesome. And we're going to grab an elliptical marquee tool, or if you'd like, we could probably even go with something like the pen tool, but the pen tool's more difficult, let's face it. So we'll go with the elliptical marquee tool. Now, we're just going to make a big marquee, basically a big oval marquee. And we're going to drag it around until we get it into a good little spot, usually around the center. Hit B to grab our brush out, and we're going to have this rounder brush at around about 400-500 pixels. So pretty big. We're going to make sure that this foreground color is white and just fill all that up, basically. Control D and change that blending mode to soft light. We're going to select one of these circles here, find it, and select inverse, delete, Control D, and we'll bring that one below our ring so that it doesn't mess up. We're going to duplicate it and we're going to scale that up a bit and just move that above it. Select our ring, select the inverse, and hit delete. So now our ring has a shine on it, which I think looks pretty cool. Now, we can quite easily colorize all of this, it's not hard. You want to choose your adjustments panel, and curves will work, levels will work, but I like to use hue and saturation because it's simple, there's not really much to it. I'm going to bring that lightness down, I think it's a bit strong, and bring the saturation up. And then once we've done that, we can just play around with the color. So choose what color we want. So maybe go purple, that pinky purple color. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So once you've done that, you can throw your logo in there and play around with it, and that's more or less it, to be honest. I might make a background to it just to add a cool effect, but yeah, it's all optional. But yeah, that's more or less it. There isn't really much work involved with doing this. Okay, add a pattern. And yeah, that's sort of it. Not really much else to it. You can put your logo in there. My one is pretty much this at the moment with my logo in it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I usually like to get rid of the grungy effects when I've got the shine on, because I think it just looks a lot cleaner. But you know, totally up to you. I even want to go without anything. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching the video. It was a really short, quick tutorial. Pretty basic. I thought I'd go through the basics before I get into anything too advanced. And to be honest, I don't really know that much stuff that's super advanced anyway. So, thanks for watching the video, guys. I will catch you next time.